Damn it, Tito. Another one?
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy SliceGod, LilNoah, back with another video. Today I'm doing a burst taper on a wavelength cut. I'm blending with no guards at all. As you can tell by the title, this is one of my worst haircuts ever because I made a subconscious mistake. So stay tuned, we're gonna get to that in a second. Right now we combing out the hair, lifting it out the scalp. Then we grab the number 1.5 guard with the lever open to take his hair down to a nice average length of a waver with his hair texture. As we take the hair down, we're trying to be repetitive as possible, combing as we go, trying to get the cut as even as possible. This is not my client, but I have cut him like once or twice last year, but as we take the hair down, you can tell that he hasn't been properly brushing and maintaining his hair lately. Due to that, his hair is going to be standing up just a little, but we're still going to follow the direction the hair grows and brush it down to get it as laid down as we possibly can. This guy been hitting me up for the past 3 months trying to get a cut by me, actually blowing me up for a cut to where it was crucial that he got cut by me, SliceGod. I be booked over my regulars, so I don't really have time or space to fit new people in my schedule. But when I did try, his timing was off. He missed like 2 appointments, maybe 3. This is him finally getting it right. Also, throughout the cut, he looking in the mirror, looking at his phone camera. I guess he's babysitting me. This started soon. I threw the cape on him. Obviously, you're not going to see him do it as many times as he actually did it because this is not a full-length video. In all honesty, you don't want to have that type of client because it could throw you off, and shit, it maybe threw me out to where I made a mistake. And from a client perspective, you shouldn't be in the chair of anybody you don't trust. They really go for anything in life. Let alone press the issue for yourself to be in this situation just to not have any trust. Right here we sitting in the bald guideline and half moonlight shape right over where the top of the ear end and balding out the rest of the excess hair at the bottom. Also, when I asked what type of cut he was getting, he said a line of tape, and then he went on telling me about how his other barbers with an S be pushing his line back and stuff like that instead of just telling me exactly what he want me to do with this cut. Right here we sitting in our first guideline, which is going to be like our only guideline. Like I said, we're not using any guards with this blend. So I'm sitting in this guideline as neat as possible, and I'm gonna work my way down until it's blended, closing the lever little by little as I move down. I'm speaking on the mistakes of me as a barber and the mistakes of him as a potential client or just a client in general. Like me as a barber, even though he got off topic telling me about somebody else, I should have brought him back to our conversation so I can get more detailed information about how he want his cut. Right now we just about finished blending out this only guideline. Then we're going to go into what barbers like to call the tiger claw method. And what I'm just doing here is kind of smoothing out this area that I'm going to be blending. So I'm kind of smoothing it out, trying to lay it down. Then I'll go with the grain right over the area where I just sit in that guideline, trying to lighten it up a little bit so it can help me blend a little bit better. During both of these methods, I do have the lever fully open. Right here, I'm showing you exactly where I'm going with the grain at. Now I'm going against the grain from the start attacking this blend. The main focus is to make a transition. So when you're trying to make a transition, you got to build up that barber eye to hit certain spots to where they transition come to life. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So I want you guys to just watch and pay attention to that. And I don't recommend beginner barbers to use no guards either. You gotta build that barber eye first using guards, then you can try to use that. I say at least 2 years in. And I just realized when I first started this taper, there's actually 2 guidelines. The first guideline is the bald guideline, and the lever open is the second guideline. Starting out this back taper, we're going to do the same thing we just did on this side taper, and it is set in the first guideline, which is the bald guideline. We're going to move on with the lever open to sit in that second guideline. Then we're going to blend out that guideline and move on to the next steps. Dealing with this second guideline like I am now, I set in the guideline as neat as possible using my lever open. I set it in neat because I want to see exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to be confused. And then I close it just a little and work my way right under it. And this is how you start to blend off. And then I close it halfway. I should be halfway at this point, going right under it. Then after I do that, I go and close it just a little bit more right before it's fully closed and go right under it. Then I go fully closed to blend out that guideline. You might see me all over the place with this guideline now. That's just because I'm detailing, hitting certain spots. But now we finna move into this method, which is the tiger claw method. But instead of me like kind of just trying to smooth it out, I'm actually trying to take hair off. I'm going right under where his do-rag line is. I do not have the blade flat against the head. The actual tiger claw method is like a 90-degree angle, and it barely takes hair off. It kind of just smooths it out. But I just had it like a 70-degree angle to actually take a little off so I can start blending more smoothly and not into so much bulk. As y'all watch me bring this back taper to life, I want to speak on another mistake I did as a barber, and it is using a no guard technique on this guy at all. And it's because I don't frequently cut him, so I shouldn't be freely, even though I know what I'm doing and I know how to blend with no guards, but I don't frequently cut him, so I should just play it safe basically. So me using guards is me doing it. And by me not using them on a client that I'm not used to, their hair can react different to a client that I cut very often. So it just best to play it safe. Right here, I'm in that 70-degree angle again, prepping this area before I edge it up. I spray hold and spray to freeze those hairs so it won't move from the vibration of my clippers. I brush it down, and then I blow dry it to go and lock it in. Then I grab my Mike Tyson boards and get to hitting. When edging up, you want to stay out as far as possible while still keeping it as crispy as you possibly can. Cause like I always preach, you want everything to have the same amount of respect around the whole haircut. So you want that side line ups to be the same as the front edge up. You get that front edge up super crispy. So get that same respect to the back side line up and the back blend compared to the side blend. Everything need the same amount of respect. Now I got a guard on. I'm not blending though. I'm just taking down the front edge of prep work. Starting off this edge up, I do the vertical bars first. I always start out with the vertical bars. This time I did the C-cup on the other side first, but mainly I start with the vertical bars. We're keeping it natural as possible. Like he said, other barbers kind of be pushing him back. I think this has to be the area he talking about, because this is the only light side or light spot he really have. But on this side it's much fuller, so we're gonna get a crispy line on this side. And this is where I made the big mistake at. As you can see, the taper is wider than I usually have my tapers. I really made my mistake off camera. If you watch my other videos, you know I don't record both sides of the taper. So after I finish the taper on the other side, it was looking a little bit more smoother than this side for some reason. So I came back to this side and tried to go with the grain a little bit toward the top of this taper. And I just circled where it was and I kind of lightened it up on mistake. And it was just an unfortunate mistake. It doesn't happen a lot at all, but I know for sure I ain't perfect. Now as I'm giving out this natural edge of no pushbacks, I'm gonna tell y'all what bro did. The next day after the cut, he had one live on Facebook basically telling them that I had gave him a super wide taper. Basically coming like this the worst haircut he ever had. I guess he was trying to look cool, get a few laughs, which he did. Instead, when he could have just brought it to my attention, I could have got it right on the rerun, but he slick kind of blew it with it. And I hate that he did blew it because I like to fix my mistakes, like make up for it, but I just can't respect it, so I never chop him again, honestly. I ain't gonna lie, it's cool though, cause it's something I expect from a young nigga in Memphis. This usually they way of doing things, so ain't nothing I'm surprised about. But with this front edge up, we already worked our way to one side, so we're gonna work our way to the other side, being symmetrical as possible, taking our time, making sure we're going straight across.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
He also mentioned that after he went to sleep, his fibers in one corner and the light corner had came out, and he was coming like as if it wasn't a line right there, like as if I just made a line with the fibers. But as you can see, his edge up was super light, so fibers don't tend to stick to super light areas, especially if you go to sleep on it after you done rolled over 100 times. It's not waterproof, it's not sleep proof. Nobody never said that, but I guess because he's so used to getting pushed back, the fibers or whatever type of enhancements he usually get, it sticks better. But since I didn't push him back, it didn't stick as good. So he mentioned that too. We spray, hold and spray in, use the blow dry to lock these fibers in. Now we got our Mike Tyson boards going back in to re-crispify this edge up, get it on the next level of crispiness. I personally think this still was a fire cut besides the mistake. Even with the mistake, I still think it was a great cut. But life is all about perspective, so everybody thinks different. So I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know if it was still a fire cut, if it was just a decent cut, or if I need to just take my L and it was just a total fail. That's cool too. Let me know in the comment section. But we got them blended. We got them super crispy all the way around. And it's just about it. I'm gonna keep bringing heat. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm for sure back, cause this just gave me motivation for sure. I embraced you like this now. You did. I'm gone. Slap.